It's showtime, folks.
But first, dad jokes.
Then the baby comes, and that's a little thing, a little 1-year-old thing walking around, that little angel face, starting to talk now. And just, Daddy! Yeah, then you're never cheating. Not until they turn teenagers. It's true, that little face. Oh! It's amazing. It really is. I've never fallen in love with somebody so shitty to me. It's very tough. She's ruining my life. And I love her so much. She just turned 1, had a little party for her. 1-year-old's birthday party. Why? Why? She didn't even know it was Saturday. It cost me like $1,000. Why are we even giving presents to this person? She just wants to eat the wrapping paper. But you gotta give her something. You look like a jerk in front of all the other adults, you know? We got her a flat screen plasma TV.
Wake up, Daddy's home.
Welcome, dads, moms, parents of all. This is the Dad's Home Podcast, episode number 207. Welcome to it. I am Bauer. That is the Chad. And I feel good that I educated the Chad today. That today, as we record this podcast, is National Beer Day. And I figured, if we're going to celebrate a day of any kind, that doesn't look like a beer. You guys can't see it who are listening to the podcast.
Sorry, my bad. Hold on.
The footage on YouTube. There we go. That sounds like a beer there. It is National Beer Day, and Chad and I decided that would be a good time to enjoy some beer here. Honestly should be a national holiday for not. It's the beer day, but it's also opening day for baseball here as we record this today. So.
and your kid's birthday. So I mean,
why my kid's birthday? 15 years old she is now.
Why the fuck are we working? That's the question.
Hey, but listen, can I say this first of all?
Let's go
as we get into this. That's a great question that I have had to answer at more than one occasion today because my daughter is turning 15. She turned 15 today, and as you and I had talked about, and so I'll make it clear for the folks here, as part of the birthday gift for my 15-year-old daughter, she didn't want necessarily like things like an Xbox but she is interested in having experiences, right? And earlier this year, we sent her to Charlotte to go see Billie Eilish with some friends and relatives. My wife went with her and had a great time seeing Billie Eilish. This month, I'm taking her to go see Billy Joe from Green Day. We're going to go see Green Day in Atlanta, GA at the end of the month for the Shaky Knees Festival. I'm a big Green Day fan. She loves Green Day. And so as her present, my wife and I got her tickets for the day to go see Green Day. We got a hotel room right by the park in Atlanta where the concert is. It's a 3-day festival, but we're only going to go for the 1 day. And then a flight to and from. So that's her big part of her gift that she opened up this morning. It comes like with a lanyard, and it's one of those cool like wristband passes to get in. So it's all super cool, and she's very excited about it. Are y'all going to see Billy Idol next month, and then Billy Joel the month after that, or the Billies? It's the year of the Billy. It's not going to be. I'm not going to see the Smashing Pumpkins. I'm just going to see Billy Corgan play someplace. I'm going to start to work my way. Billy Squire. I don't know if he's playing any place, but I'm going to go find a fair that Billy Squire is playing at somewhere. That should be fun. So it was either that, or the plan was either that, because the other side of that was Green Day's. They do this show and then they take off to go overseas to the UK and all over Europe to go do a tour.
Oh, nobody wants to pay for that plane ticket.
I'm not paying for that. I'd love to take her. I would love to go to Dublin to go see Green Day play, but I'm not paying for that. There's no. And then you pay for that, and like COVID breaks out again, and you're like, God damn, fuck! Right. I just wasted $7,000. Stuck with these fucking airline tickets. I mean, I'll go to Guinness. Don't get me wrong. I'll find a way to enjoy it, COVID or not. I will drink. But the reality is that shortly after that, we were all thrilled and excited today as she's taken off to go to school. Then we start getting text messages that she doesn't want to go to softball practice. Now, she has just made. Here we go. She's a freshman in high school. She just made the varsity baseball team. The varsity, they don't have a JV squad.
Softball.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Did I say baseball?
Said baseball.
Varsity softball.
How many beers have you had today?
Not enough. Not nearly enough. I felt kind of like the nerve to say, I mean, I know it's your birthday, and we probably haven't had this conversation since, she was younger, like where there'd be hey, okay, well, we'll cancel this other travel softball practice or whatever it might be. And you can go get your nails done with mom, whatever it is you want to do. But now you're older and it's kind of like, no offense, but birthdays just don't fucking matter that much anymore. Not enough to miss school, not enough to miss softball practice. Again, you're a freshman. You should be out there trying to get your coach on your side, not asking for a day off or leaving a little bit early. Even if it is picture day like it is today, you still want to leave a good impression in the coach's mind, right? So it's been a back and forth where she, tries to play me and Kim in the text message. Like, mom says I have to go to practice. I'm like, yeah, we're on the same page. Of course you have to go to practice. But, all the other kids leave early. I'm like, yeah, I don't know them, but I already hate them for doing that. Like, you shouldn't be doing that.
Slackers.
Right. That's why you want to have a leg up here. You want to be able to be the person the coach can count on. In fact, if you've already talked to her, I would say to your coach, if I were you, hey, things have changed. My parents can't give me a lift home, so I'm going to be here for practice, and they'll come get me after. And she's like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, nope, you're going to go. We're not picking you up. We're not taking you home. And it brings up something. It was so interesting because that happened to me today, but you were just talking about mental health days, and whether or not that's something that parents should support.
Well, and I had a very similar experience with my daughter this morning, and it was the hey dad, hey mom, can I take a mental health day tomorrow? And I said,
didn't want to celebrate Charlie's birthday today. Is what you're saying.
She didn't. Yeah. Not today. No, tomorrow though she does for
Different
sure.
Story, yeah.
Yeah. To ask your mother, like any good father should, right? It's never, I don't put the onus on me. I don't want the responsibility of looking like the dick who says, sure, take the day off. And the mom's like, no, I don't think so.
Right.
So mom looks at me and goes, I don't know. What do you think? So then now it's my turn.
Now it's on you to make the decision. Now you're making the decision for the both of you. Yeah.
And of course I use my Zen master, Jedi bullshit on her. And I say, it's your decision, Kate. If you want to take the day off,
very nice. I like that. I like that.
Yes. And of course, all this is there's like softball, right? She's got a game tomorrow night. Now she's on the DL, so she's not actually playing. So for her, it's miserable to go to the game. She sits in the fucking dugout. Like she's the only kid who cheers, which sucks for her team. Like she's not there. They suck at cheering. They dominate most everybody they play.
Okay.
Which is not because they're a good team,
right?
But the competition just is not there.
Right? I got you.
Yeah. So my poor kid, who really she's a baller, right? She wants to play. She's like begging to play, but she can't because DL.
Right.
And so I was like, yeah, you make the decision. Sick. I'm taking the fucking day off. So,
nice.
and here's the thing about my kid too, like. She's a kid who's like, oh, I got a 99 in this class. I'm really pissed at myself.
Right.
And so I'm like, hey, look, man, you take a day off of school. That's on you. Like, absolutely. So I don't worry about her taking a time off of school.
Right.
But yeah, mental health days, parents. What do you think? Fair, not fair? Like where does everybody land?
First of all, if you've got thoughts on this and you think Chad and I are full of shit, reach out to us at Dad's Home Podcast on Twitter and let us know. Also on Facebook at Dad's Home Podcast, because I'm on board. What I said to Charlie when she finished up with, well, everybody else is jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge, why can't I? Is look, you're taking a mental health day at the end of the month. I'm taking you to see Green Day. It's a Friday night concert, so we're taking Friday off. I've already checked with your coach. I've already texted with your coach. She's totally cool with it. She's excited for you to go. You have a game on Thursday night, so it would just be a follow-up practice on Friday if there's any practice at all. And I said, you're going to be there for the game on Thursday, so we're specifically leaving Friday morning so that we can get to the concert in time and you aren't going to miss the game that you have on Thursday night. That's the plan. So I'm like, you're going to get the mental health day. You're going to see Green Day. We're going to see the concert. The next day, we get a chance to kind of hang around Atlanta for a little bit, and then we'll take off and come home. That's a pretty big mental health couple of days. Today, you just need to go and be a good player and teammate. That's it. That's what you do. I mean, we're still going to have a cake for you when you get home. We'll take you out to dinner tonight once you get home, but there's nothing planned right now. Like, we don't have anything going on in the afternoon, so there's no real reason for you to not go to practice. That's the thing. And I'm all for the mental health days. I'm all for giving them as well. I have no problem with that. Given, like you said, like Charlie's all A's, and that's great. So I don't have any problem with that. Given that there's nothing that you can foresee going on as the kid, like for class, quizzes, tests, that's going to harm you in any way, I say we'll give you a mental health day. But at the same time, her softball right now, she needs to make sure her grades are up to stay on the team, which she will. But I think, you're doing this for 2 months and then the season's over. So legitimately, you can have a mental health day when that's all done. Right now, you just need to kind of keep up your obligations. That's the one thing we're trying to say. Look, we didn't raise you to be like that. We raised you to follow through with your obligations, be a good person and somebody responsible for your coach and your teammates to count on, just like you would expect from them. So that's kind of where I fell on this today and saying, no, Kate's going to go and take the day off tomorrow. And, bless her. I'm all for it. Go for it. I especially if she can't play softball anyways because of the injury. So it kind of hit me as, I don't want to be a dick about it, but at the same time, you have obligations and I
birthdays
hate
are
15.
yeah.
It's going to get shitty as you get older. People at work aren't going to give a fuck that it's your birthday. You still have to work.
You do. And I've always said, like, in most of the professional world that I've been in before, is like birthdays actually should be a mental health day. Like that should be part of company policy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like in a working environment, hey, it's your birthday, take the fucking day off. Like, I don't need you that day. Like, it's not like we're, saving the world.
Like,
or
all of a sudden,
rocket surgery.
Like, fuck, where's Chad? It's his birthday?
Right. Oh,
we're so screwed.
The one day we can't live without this guy.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, should just get put off to the day after. Like, I even told her, like, came home yesterday all excited because I guess the girls on the team, the senior girls on the team, always have some sort of a sleepover, get to know the players on the team kind of a thing. And so the one girl who hosts it is like, we're going to host it. It's going to be awesome. Again, this is coming down last night. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have a sleepover on April 29th. That's the night I'm taking Charlie to Green Day. And I'm like, oh, she's going to miss out on that. It's going to suck. I'm like, when we tell her tomorrow she's got tickets when she opens the present, then I'll be able to say to her, hey, you got to talk to your friend at school about moving that date around.
By the way, can we remove that? Like, move that just a day or two or a week
early, week later, something so that it's.
I'd like to make that. Yeah. See, and in that case, right, that's enough advance. Like, she doesn't need to.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Like, and that's the other thing too. Like, I'm all about mental health days when it's planned, right? When you ask up front.
Yes.
So I have another kid in the house, love her to death, great kid, super smart, everything. But she will wake up in the morning, like, roll over. I don't know what she looks at, like tea leaves, the pattern in the ceiling, fucking the alignment
inside
of the planet. She's
eyelids.
like, right, something. She's like, today is the day I'm going to take a day off for mental health. I'm like, nope. Yeah. You need to plan that ahead of time.
That'll bring me into a subject later on that has become a sore subject around the Bauer household here at another date that I want to bring up, because I am like you. I believe in I believe in the ability to be flexible and call an audible when things need to be called. But prior to that, you have to set up boundaries first, and then you can kind of work your way in the gray areas. And so I'm in total agreement with you on that one. You should have the planning out ahead of time. Hey, Dad, can we just have a sleepover tonight and have all the friends over for a big pizza night? I know you didn't plan on it, but in an hour, is that okay? Can they get here in an hour? And you're like, what the flying fuck?
And it's a school night. What the fuck?
School night? That doesn't. Hold on a second. That doesn't register real well. So I'm all for. Please let us know if we're fucking wrong on this one, but we're both all for mental health day on some level. When I was younger, my mom was totally cool. Again, it was you talk about it ahead of time, and you're not legitimately missing out. You're taking the day off because you're going to miss a test or because you didn't turn in a paper, finish the paper.
Fuck that shit.
Fuck that. I'm not doing that. But if it's a legitimate place where everything's done, you're caught up, the grades are good, yeah, I'll give you a mental health day. I have no problem with that. If we're wrong, chastise us at Dad's Home Podcast on Twitter or on Facebook as well. All right. A dad hack I think is absolutely genius and brilliant. And frankly, I could use it right now. I thought it was a really good idea. We'll talk about that coming up here. Plus, we've got a To The Tape, which I think is both genius and something I don't know that I would have the balls to do. And we've got
I'm in. I don't know what it is, but I'm in. Like
you're in? All right.
Yeah. I'm going streaking in the quad.
All right.
But I'm sure that's not it.
That's not it. No, but it may or may not involve you and I wearing very short skirts and pom-poms.
I may have done that in the past for, laughs.
I may have read your journal. May have read your journal.
May have.
We'll talk about that.
I'm not admitting to anything, but
on the way here at the Dad's Home Podcast.
This is a clearly not metrosexual moment in history.
The hibernation guy.
Recently, a man went missing in western Japan and survived in near-freezing weather without food and water for over 3 weeks. Apparently, he did this by falling into a state similar to hibernation, doctors said. You don't get more manly than that. Look at it this way. This guy got lost in the freezing wilderness. And did he whine like a little girl? Did he say, "Oh, it's chilly out here. Let's find a Starbucks and warm up my nipples and my little fingers with a veinty, girly, whirly, schmappy, pappy caramel latte"? No, he took a goddamn nap. The doctor said that when he was found after 24 days, he had almost no pulse and his organs had all but shut down. Now that's a fucking nap. He didn't give a crap what was going on around him. The baseball game was over. It was high time to take a load off and fall asleep for most of a month. If we were half the man he is, we too would take naps for several weeks at a time rather than a pansy 4 or 5 hours. Naps. Real men hibernate. This has been Lee Camp. For more funny crap, check out leecamp.net and sharkbaby.com.
Big news coming out of the Oprah Winfrey Show yesterday. The beloved talk show host made the announcement that she's going to invite fans to be buried along with her in her tomb upon her death.
This is so exciting. And joining us right now with details is our own entertainment reporter, Alex Blair. Good morning, Alex.
Hi there, guys. Hi, Alex.
Eternity with Oprah. What a treat. Now tell us how fans can get in on
Well,
this.
it's simple, you guys. The fans deemed worthy by Oprah's producers will be given a voucher for a one-way plane ticket to Chicago to use on whatever day in the future Oprah eventually dies. There, they'll be embalmed and have their bodies purified and wrapped in cloth by Dr. Oz himself.
Wow.
And then they'll be right in there with her in the main chamber.
Yep, the audience will be arrayed in a semicircle around Oprah's sarcophagus so that their souls can receive her wisdom even after death.
And Oprah's going all out, too, isn't she? Outfitting the tomb with some of her favorite things.
That's right. They'll be buried with 450 pairs of Dreamtime foot cozies and 80,000 bottles of Bliss Labs hand moisturizer, which they will use in the afterlife.
Right. It's going to be called the Oprah Midian, and it's being built right now by thousands of women who are excited for the chance to prove their devotion.
That's right, Jim. About 10,000 of her most loyal fans have already started digging the foundation and quarrying the marble that will be needed to build the tomb under the supervision of Oprah's best friend, Gayle King.
Of course.
Wow, those ladies are working hard.
The Biz Dish sent a camera crew to the construction site this morning.
I already burned offerings to Oprah on my shrine at home, so this is a huge honor.
I will follow Oprah into the next world. I just hope that she's the one who administers the sleeping draft personally.
Now, I hear that Oprah had a lot of input on the design of the inner chamber.
Yep, and it was also her idea to adorn the south portico with a 60-foot-tall sculpture of her thyroid
What a great
to raise
idea.
awareness of thyroid health for women.
She thinks of everything.
She does.
Well, Alex Blair, thank you so much for joining us, as always.
Thanks, guys.
Now, competing daytime talk show host Maury Povich also unveiled plans for his death today. His body is going to be dumped into a trash pile on New York's Staten Island.
Welcome back to the Dad's Home Podcast.
Happy National Beer Day.
Happy National Beer Day. Happy National Beer Day, as well as the kickoff to the Major League Baseball season. Already 2 cancellations because of weather. Go figure.
What
happens in April? It's what goes on. I remember distinctly seeing more than a few Tigers games on TV where snow was falling down in April. So that's the way it goes, and that's what happens this time of year. But baseball season is underway as well. I'm Bauer. That is...
Thank God.
Yeah. I've been waiting for it. I don't know about you, but with a daughter playing softball, I've been finding myself watching a lot of college softball.
Oh, it's good stuff, man. I'll tell you what. And look, maybe it's because I have a daughter who plays softball, and I like the game. I like the diamond game.
Yeah.
But softball is more fun to watch, in my opinion. Everything's, shorter distances.
Mm-hmm.
The game is faster. The plays seem more spectacular. It's just,
You don't have to listen to A-Rod which is fun. And I would also add, with all that, because everything you said is true, I will say I think baseball is going to be a little different this year with the designated hitter rule, the universal designated rule.
Yeah.
I think, there's a part of me as a fan growing up for years in baseball. It's like, I don't know if I need to see that pitcher hitting .082 as a batting average for the season, step up to the plate.
He holds the bat like an 8-year-old.
Right.
Yeah.
Knowing full well he ain't fucking swinging. There's no way. Like, at worst case scenario, he's going to foul bunt number 3 away, and it's going to be an out that way. Because he's never laying down a bunt.
No, not a good one anyways.
No. So you
not one that dribbles down the third base line hits the base and stops.
It should be like it should have been like poker, where the batter, the pitcher just gets up, kind of looks at the pitcher. The pitcher's like, I'm going to strike you out. You're like, yeah, I know. All right, let's just call it out right now and not waste anybody's time. Let's just
deliberate walk. It's the same thing. Deliberate strikeout. Go.
You just go from batter number 8 to batter number 1 and call it a day.
I know. And so I'm a St. Louis Cardinals fan.
Yes.
And I was happy to see that Albert Pujols has returned to the Cardinals, which for me is a big deal because I was at the World Series where they were one strike away twice, not once, but twice. It was game 6 against the Rangers. And I was at that game. And so I lifelong diehard fan now.
Nice.
So the fact that he's returned is super fun. Like to see, okay, here's the guy who, kind of wrote the book on making the Cardinals a contending team. And I think he's there because of the DH rule, which is, I'll take it.
Right.
He's going to retire at the end of this year. I mean, what the fuck? Like, what a great place to retire.
I'm done with my years of being a baseball fan and feigning excitement at a pitcher coming up to hit. Oh, look, here comes Wainwright. He's a 156 lifetime hitter. He might hit something.
He may.
Fuck that. Give me the guy who's like a 300 hitter who's been kicked out of the American League. He may strike out a shit ton, but if he hits it, that thing is going 500 feet.
That's going yard, folks.
Yeah, that's who I want to see hit. I don't need to see that pitcher with his weary little arms. I don't need to see fucking Clayton Kershaw try to power one out in Dodger Stadium.
With the exception of Ohtani, that motherfucker I want to see bat.
Good point.
That motherfucker I want to see bat.
Well, and so now you've got the Ohtani rule, which allows for him.
The Ohtani rule.
I can't think of one other pitcher it's going to work for, but
no,
the
he's the only guy.
Allow him to go
that guy.
And hit.
Holy shit!
Right.
I'd like to watch every game he ever plays in. Period.
Until Vlad Guerrero Jr. starts pitching.
Yeah. Okay.
Then they might shift that up a little bit, but for right now, no.
But we digress, folks. We're supposed to be talking about, parenting and dads and shit like that. So.
All that kind of shit. Oh, by the way, as a quick tease for you all, we're going to hear a little bit of this coming up in the Dad's Home podcast to the tape in just a little bit.
Bad dads. Bad dads. That's what you had.
Yeah, Bad Dads. It's not a new song from Taylor Swift, but we'll find out what that's about coming up in just a little bit. Now, I'm always looking for good dad hacks. You and I, Chad, have talked about this numerous times. And this one hit me specifically. You and I both have daughters who are freshmen in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Both you and I have younger kids after that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of friends that are certainly coming into the fray come high school.
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult at times. I'm not going to lie. This is not an elderly, like I've got Alzheimer's kind of thing, but it's difficult sometimes to remember the name of the friends, right? Or even like try to categorize kids. So when Charlie comes home talking about the one friend who was an asshole today at school, going, okay, what friend was that again?
Which one? Yeah. Is that one that she likes? She doesn't like?
Did she say Brandon or Brendan? Like, I don't know. I'm not sure which one that is.
Uh-huh. Which Emma are you talking about?
And was it Emma or Emily?
Right.
Oh, this is going to be tough. I don't know what we're going to do here. Well, there was a viral picture that went around, footage of a dad who has, I think, done the wisest thing possible. And this is why I know this is not an elderly Alzheimer-y thing. Because my parents, as old as they are, they don't use phones or tablets. Like my mom still has a fucking rotary phone in her bedroom. Let's put it that way. My parents don't have cell phones. My mom just traded in her flip phone for another flip phone. Like she's not, there's no smartphone going on in my parents' household. And I tried. I literally gave them 2 years ago for Christmas an iPhone. I'm like, I will even take you down. We'll get it all set up. You can use it. I believe it's in a drawer someplace in their house. I'm not sure, but it is not of use. It is not being used at this point. But this woman shared a wholesome moment. A father could be seen reviewing a list of names of all his son's friends that he keeps on his iPhone. How awesome is that?
Lean in, folks. Lean in. Thank you, Sheryl Sandberg.
The video posted to TikTok last month, Savannah said that she shared a clip showing the father and son who were sitting in front of her at a recent sporting event. First of all, stalker. I mean, I appreciate, sharing this information with us, but watch the fucking game while you're there, right? She says in the clip,
Savannah.
This dad had entire notes page dedicated to remembering his son's friends' names. The man who was standing next to the young boy who appeared to be his son could be seen with his phone open to the notes app where he had titled Barrett Friends. Savannah also captured the moment that the father appeared to scan the list, which had 9 entries. Again, stalker, like you're going back. I took a picture. I just want to see how many names are in that phone. Is there anybody that I recognize? Were there numbers? Who's Tad? Jesus. But this is something Savannah, what she said, I think all dads across America should start doing this. And I fully agree with Savannah. I never thought those words would come out of my mouth, Chad. I fully agree with Savannah, and Savannah is right on this.
She's a stalker, but we love her.
Yeah. The video has been seen more than 4.9 million times.
Jesus Christ. It's just a list of boys' names, folks. Come on. Really? 4.9 million?
Some of the comments, okay. But why is this so cute? The effort. I love it. See, the effort.
It is. It's lean in, dude. Like, no shit. Make jokes aside, the fact that this father is like, he gives a shit enough to like focus on whatever's going on in his kid's life is a big deal. That's huge. And that's all kids want.
Right. Being present. Like, yes. Okay. So this is the clear-cut sign. You don't remember all the kids' names. You may even have to put little hints for what, how to pronounce the name or what it is about them you remember.
Which Emma is this?
Right. Emma 1, Emma 2.
This is like literally that's my life. It's like my kid has 2 friends named Emma. I'm like, okay, which Emma?
Which Emma?
Yeah, seriously.
All right, is this the friend Emma or the twat Emma? Which one was it? And I think you're like, okay, open up phone. Twat. That's the twat one.
Oh wait, okay, twat L. Oh, that's Emma L. Got it.
The thing is that I feel like that's part of the leaning in and partly being the, it's being the active and participating dad. It's being present. You're at least taking notes. You're putting names, and you may have to refer to it later, but I will also bet this, maybe it's just in my own mind, but I will bet this, Chad, I bet that guy goes through that list randomly, but will try to remember shit. Like he'll look at it, on a train on the way into work, or if he's got a little time, while he's watching golf, watching the Masters.
No, you know what he does? He's in like at night before he goes to bed.
Yeah.
He looks at the phone real quick, hands it to his wife, and he goes, "Okay, lady,
test me."
Whatever her name is, test me. Go.
Quiz me.
Test me. Right.
Quiz me,
or while he's brushing his teeth, right? Yeah. They're in the bathroom together. I got more for a shirt. Quiz him.
Nice.
Like, he's got the toothbrush jammed in his mouth. That's what's going on there.
And then as he's spitting into the sink to rinse a little bit, that's when he comes up with the answer because he's thought about it. He's really put thought into that's Emma the twat. And that's where I'm going to know that that's the Emma the twat, because that's the Emma, because she spells it with a fucking E and a schwa. Fuck you, Emma.
Come on, Emma. Does it. It's just EMMA. Don't fucking mess that up.
Right. What do you got? What is with all this phonetic spelling, Emma? It's a very easy name. But that's they're saying it's so wholesome. That's so cute. I think that I agree. Dads should do this. I am going to start doing this. Seeing that this guy did this, it doesn't make me feel bad about doing this at all.
No, I'm, you know what? Like, here's the thing. I'm a creative guy. I have never really been like a spreadsheet guy.
Right.
Until I started figuring out the value of spreadsheets. And now that I know like how spreadsheets work and how cool they are for storing data, you can bet that there's going to be a spreadsheet on my phone that has this, and it's going to have little, maybe like mnemonics or I don't know, like identifying information. It's like I'm going to be like the CIA, like tracking kids. Right. I'm going to be NSA. Like you will not be able to like fool me. I'm going to figure out who you are. I'm going to know who you are. And I'm going to have a conversation with you and you're going to freak out. You're like, how the fuck does he know that?
Right.
That's
And you can scan the phone before things like a softball game. So that if you see like that one kid that your kid's friends with, but you're not really sure.
You're like, okay, let's see. Okay, kid's nickname. Oh, wait, there's the phone so everybody can see.
Right.
Okay, let's see. Kid's name is Nick.
Yeah.
Okay. Nickname Nick the Dick. Okay. So why is he called Nick the Dick? Don't know. But all right, let's go. Nick the Dick. Right. Yeah.
But I'm gonna put I'm gonna put a couple asterisks next to that. I gotta check this out. Figure out what's going on with Nick the Dick.
I gotta do some research.
That may not be a healthy thing. But I will also say like there's I have had girls on Charlie's softball team that she's become friends with that only go by the nickname on the team.
Right.
And Charlie would come back. She's like, oh, did you see the way Nugget hit that ball? I'm like, Nugget. Okay, hold on. I'm going to have to put that in.
Nugget.
And what's Nugget's
which kid?
Oh shit! What's Nugget's real name? How am I going to figure this out? It becomes a series. It literally does.
Totally. So there's a Nancy on the team. Is that Nugget? I don't know.
Right. And then when I talked to Nugget's mom, and we're discussing, because Nugget is an 8th grader and won't be a freshman until next year. And she's asking about hitting coach referrals. And so I'm trying to help her out. I got to put Nugget's mom into my phone. Like that's her name that pops up on the fucking screen, which would be great if I knew who Nugget was.
Nugget's mom.
Now, don't get me wrong. I can point out Nugget in the crowd. There's no doubt in my mind, but do I know
where she bats in the lineup? Yeah,
I do. I have no idea what her real name is. Zero idea what her real name is. But that's where these notes would come in particularly handy.
Love it.
For any dad, any mom, any dad. This is something to do. Now, I will say this, Chad, as I have, it's Business Idea Thursday, every episode of the Dad's Home podcast. I have in the past, these are a part of some of the ideas I came up with, a Dad's Home app. Now, I don't make phone apps, but I think we could.
I know a guy. I know a guy.
Because here's my Dad's Home app idea. In addition to having access to these wonderful podcasts, as you would every Thursday when they become released. But in addition to that, we have an app on there. You know how when it's birthday time, any kind of gift giving time, graduation.
Oh, yeah.
You're always looking for a way to keep track of what the gifts are and who sent the gifts. So I say we put that into a little form on the app. You can take a picture of what the gift is, put the person's name in. You'll always remember what the gift was. So when you're writing thank you cards or thank you notes on some level, it's always in there for you to use. And maybe it even kind of works into some sort of a spreadsheet like you're talking about. So it's all laid out there in front of you, or maybe even addresses thank you emails. Certainly comes in handy when you want to invite people to parties down the road. You put all of that into the app, right? That's certainly a part of it. Now, I'm also thinking it works very well for moms and dads who have kids who are playing a play date at the park. You're like, what the fuck was that kid's name again? I mean, we're going to come back next week because my kid really wants to hang out with them and go down the slide and swing on the swings with them. I could barely remember the name. Maybe Lucky will remember what the kid's name is, and then I can put that in the phone. You have all of that kind of stuff in there, a help of an organizational app that would include, finding out what Nugget's name is as one of the primary to-do lists next time I'm at softball practice.
And we'll have an implant that you'll put either on your glasses or in your eyeball that'll be like Terminator shit. Like,
yes,
you'll see it up there. Okay, Nugget, his nickname, real name, Nancy Cartwright.
You could have
parents
legitimately. You could have whatever it could sync up with whatever your schedule is, whatever your calendar is telling you is going on. Like Charlie has softball practice today, possible people you'll run into here. And you can kind of have the list, or things you need to do would be find out what fucking Nugget's name is. So you can, and mom, probably dad. Yeah, that'd be a part of your to-do list to at least investigate the process. That would be something that could be a part of the Dad's Home app, I think.
Yeah, change, here's a note. Change Nugget mom, Nugget dad in your phone to their real fucking name.
Real fucking name. Find out their real fucking name, dummy. Go ask a question or two, you shithole. Stop being.
Hey, listen. In your phone, I just call you Nugget Mom. I'd like to know your real name if you don't mind.
And if I get to that point, I will absolutely be that honest. Like, look here. I'm even going to show you. Here's All I've got is
I'll
nuggets.
tell you what, just call me. Call me. I'll show you. Nugget Mom comes up.
You don't want. Neither one of us want Nugget Mom on my phone. If you could just.
Oh my God, dude! I gotta start nicknaming some kid on my kid's softball team Nugget. I'm just gonna yell that out next time. Like, that kid kind of looks like a Nugget. Go Nugget!
I'm just saying, it could be in these kinds of situations. We could create a part of the app that would just make it easier for a dad to put little notes in there, check marks, so that you don't have to spend so much time. It's already kind of laid out in a template form for you, boy, girl. Yeah. And keep in mind, now we all have to do the proper pronouns for everybody, right? So you can put the pronouns
he,
in
she,
there.
they, them.
Yeah, because I've been more than one occasion, I've been fucking confused when Charlie's like, yeah, they said they're coming over. I'm like, how many? She's like, no, they. Who's on first?
When he comes to pick up his check.
Right. So
what do you call him? No, they come to pick up their check.
And that's something this dad probably wouldn't even think about putting into his notes. Maybe he would, I don't know. But it's something that we could have in there to try to at least remotely keep up with the times. At least if nothing else, it would maybe go, okay, well, if Charlie's referring to them as they, maybe I need to look in my phone and my notes and see who the they thems were.
Is Nugget really a girl or a boy? Is that in my phone? Let me check the Dad's Home podcast app. That'll tell me.
Got it all there. But we're the one-stop shop. That's what we are for you. You could be listening to us talk about Nugget and at the same time figuring out who the fuck Nugget is on your phone in the app. And by the way, fuck Nugget is not a saying. I just want to make sure we're clear on that.
I might have said that once in my life. I don't know.
I think that's one of those dad phrases that I've come up with where like I drop the hammer on my foot when I'm picking up the toolbox, and that's when you don't come up with sensible phrases. You're just trying to any fucking vowel words as you can. Fuck Nugget may have come out of there someplace.
Yeah, I admit. All right.
That said, I think it's a great idea. Congratulations, kudos to this dad, and I will not give him any credit whatsoever if we put this into an app and take advantage of it.
National Beer Day. Cheers to that dad.
Cheers to that dad. Enjoy your brew today. When we come back, once again, just so we're all clear on this, who's the bad dad?
Bad dad. Bad dad. Looking back on your life, you'll know that's what you had.
Oh, I think he's available for kids' parties.
He is. That's a catchy tune.
We'll talk about that and get to the tape. Plus, who's going to go into the worst parent of 2022 bracket? Are we?
Who do you got? Who do we got this week?
Are we close to our Sweet 16?
We are. We definitely are. Yeah, I think next week you guys might check on the website for the actual visual that is our final Sweet 16. We'll have that out for you. We'll put it up. So y'all can look at it and go, okay, let's see that guy. You can make your picks, maybe bet in Vegas, whatever you need.
As there's another app for us. You can bet. You can go to your app to get the Dad's Home Worst Parent bracket brought up, right? Maybe even a little story. Click on the individual, get the story for what happened, and then you can fucking wager with other Dad's Home podcast fans as to who will win and who will move forward in the tournament. Did you have a bracket bust? We'll find out, right? That'll all be certainly a part of it. But now, as you're saying that, my OCD is kicking in like, fuck, do I have every one of them right? Like, I'm going to have to go back and figure out I'm going to have to listen to every show to make sure who we had going in, just because that's my OCD.
Don't worry, folks. We'll do that work for you.
Yeah.
It'll be all up there for you. We'll tell you who won in episode 2. We'll tell you who won in episode 6. We got you.
You just worry about who fuck Nugget is. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Ask yourself during this break who fuck Nugget is.
We will handle all the rest for you here at the Dad's Home Podcast.
It's hard enough to drink until the endless hours of the morning if you are a celebrity. I mean, how much is a world-class athlete supposed to find much-needed time for the little boys' room? Hi, I'm Colts running back Dominic Rose, and when I drunkenly stumble out of a bar at 3 o'clock in the morning after holding my whiz for hours, I need some urinary relief. That's why I use Manti Liners. I can just go when I'm on the go. Countless hours of Manti Liners' rigorous urine stream testing has proven me, my girlfriend, my entire posse and the whole Colts offensive line could take a leak in my boxer briefs and leave no unsightly wet marks. But don't take my word for it. Manti liners have been tested by some of Hollywood's hardest drinkers, like Tara Reid.
Oh my God. I just puked in Dominic Rodeo's underpants and there's no leakage. And with the odor absorption, you can't even smell it. I just pound 13 Appletinis.
And Black Eyed Peas star Fergie.
Actually, I've never heard of Manti liners.
Oh yeah, Fergie. We know. Don't feel like you have to hold your bladder like a camel anymore. Finally, you can drink Lindsay Lohan and Paris Hilton under the table and not have to worry about burdening your bladder or khakis again. Get my Dominic Rose Manti liners today because you don't have the time and cop cars don't have the absorption.
A naked man mingles freely in a locker room. It's the Onion Radio News. I'm Doyle. Valley Total Fitness patron Fred Littman, age 42, took an after-shower stroll today, casually greeting numerous men in the locker room, his flaccid penis and talcum-powdered scrotum in plain view. He socialized for approximately 15 minutes in a state of total undress. The buck-naked Littman then went on to sit in the most visible spot in the locker room and apply antifungal cream to his feet before finally putting on a towel. Doyle Redland for the Onion Radio News, online at theonion.com.
Back to the Dad's Home podcast. But first, more dad jokes.
It's interesting. When I was single, I never really saw myself as a family man. But now that I'm married and I have two beautiful children, it's really made me appreciate being alone. It's hard. My daughter's 4, my son's 2. I tell you, it's exhausting watching my wife do all that work. She should get some help. I can barely nap through the screaming. My wife does do everything. It's hard to complain around the mother of a small child. Yeah, I didn't get much sleep last night. Really, I slept for a minute. And I was breastfeeding during that minute. That's rough. Can you get me a beer?
Oh, Dad's Home podcast. National Beer Day. What better way to celebrate Jim Gaffigan and dads everywhere than on National Beer Day here at the Dad's Home podcast? Chad, what beer did you decide? I went with just a simple Heineken in a frosted old Detroit Burger Bar cup. What about you?
Yep. This is a Dos Equis because I like to think of myself with this beard that I'm the most interesting man in the world.
You are. Look at you.
Oh well. I definitely have made a few memes.
Dad in the world.
Yeah. I don't always drink Dos Equis, but when I do,
I rarely piss myself.
Right?
Who the fuck is Nugget?
Oh, Nugget.
Oh, Nugget. Just made me wonder. Like if we were in that break, I'm like, if her dad gets pissed at her, is he like, fuck Nugget? Like, is that?
I know. God damn it, Nugget. I don't know how you like. What did you say? Actually, I will tell you one of the best nicknames. Well, we've got 2 nicknames on Kate's softball team, her travel team. She is Dottie.
Okay,
everybody calls her Dottie because League of Their Own. Dottie, the mother of the team. She definitely has played that part on the team, which is great fun. So it's like, hey, get a hit, Dottie. Just it's fun to yell that shit out. The other kid on the team has a nickname. Her nickname, and I said this earlier, like not even thinking about this, but her nickname is Nick. Now her nickname is Nick. So as the story goes, we were playing the very first tournament last season with the kind of brand new team. And the mother is standing there in front of the one guy on the team you do not want to tell this story to. Not me, but I happen to be just standing there as an innocent bystander.
Okay.
And so she goes, yeah, so we had this experience at school. I got a phone call from the school that said, hey, we just wanted to let you know that that your kid has decided that she wants to go by Nick. And the mom's like, oh, okay. Had no idea, but cool. So that mom picks up the kid. This is the mom telling the story. She picks up her kid at the end of the day and goes, yeah, so is there anything you want, like anything happened at school today? Anything you want to tell me? She's like, nope. I don't know what you're talking about. She goes, okay, well, the school called me and said that you want to be called Nick. And she's like, oh my God. And I'm like, all right, go on.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's like, proceeds to tell me that the daughter tells the mom, she goes, okay, it's not me, it's the other girl named same name, right?
Oh.
So like the school had made a mistake and
wrong Nick.
Like, oh, wrong Nick, right? Yeah. So school calls the wrong mom and says, your kid wants to be called Nick. And of course, you say this in front of this guy who you did not want to say this in front of. And from then on, this kid's nickname has been Nick. So it's like, all right, Nick, let's go. Get a hit, Nick.
Oh, Nick, you got this, Nick.
Let's go. And it's great. Like she loves it. She smiles and laughs every time. The mom loves it. Like it's definitely like a term of endearment for sure.
Nice.
But yeah, just be careful, folks, what you share with
what
other people.
What you share and what people like Chad will just pick up on and then start screaming out at a softball game because it's what happens. It really is. It's the same thing when I started referring to Charlie, my daughter, as Chuck 1 year in softball. It stuck and everybody loved it. Everybody thought it was a great name, and she forever hates me for doing that.
Come on, Chuck, you're up. Up, Chuck. You're up, Chuck.
Like every time she hears it, I think she's grown to like it now. But at the onset, she's like, "Oh, Dad,
you gotta embrace nicknames, man.
Dad, oh, Dad, Dad." All right, this is a lovely song I can't wait to hear on the Taylor Swift record.
Bad dad, bad dad. Looking back on your life, you'll know that's what you had.
Yeah, we'll find out why as we go to the tape.
We bring the absurd to your ear holes. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. To the tape.
I can't do it. We'll do it live.
Obviously, the problem with that tape is wrong tape loaded in there.
We'll do it live.
We apologize we don't have that clip from the radio station.
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. And thing sucks.
The tape don't lie.
All right. This is more than just an artist whose music is available for kids' parties. This is, when I said this to Chad, he just responded back with, fuck these guys. I think there's an element of jealousy, right? Like we saw.
Oh, it's 1,000% These guys are hilarious. They make awesome comedy. And this one that we're about to share with y'all is some of the funniest shit that they have. Like y'all have been there. You've been at a birthday party. You've hired somebody to play for your kid's birthday.
Yes.
Right? They come. It's a clown. It's a princess,
Magician.
Whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Something.
Right. And you're standing around with the rest of your dad buddies and hilarity ensues.
It's called Nashville Dads Club. Apparently, these are guys who are filmmakers in Nashville that have created this web series about being dads and what it's like to be a dad, and has put together a full season already. They've got a season 2 that's coming out, and they're pretty goddamn funny for what it's worth, and not long. Like this is like
3 minutes. Yeah, it's like 2 minutes, 3 minutes stuff.
Let's listen to what these dads go through on this particular clip, which you can go to NashvilleDadsClub.com, NashvilleDadsClub.com. They've got,
and again, fuck these guys.
This is called Kids Love It.
You can come on the show too. Like, come on the show. We'd love to talk to you, but fuck these guys.
Yeah.
There's one with a killer Australian accent too.
I mean, it's like Nashville's premier children's entertainer.
Yeah, man, he's funny. He's high energy. The kids love him. We're up for best dads of all time status for this.
Crazy for this one. Hey, who here is Phil?
What's up, man? That's me.
Phil, when we talked on Messenger, I said, if you want me to play the party, then you got to pay me directly, because now Groupon's going to get half the money.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. When I remembered that I still needed to book you, I just clicked the first link that I found.
All right. Well, who here wants to do the right thing and give me the other half of the money?
I already paid Groupon.
Maybe if you don't want Groupon to take half, don't use Groupon, dickhead.
Legit.
Let's round them up. Hey, kids! Mr. Munch is in the house. Who wants to hear a song? Come on down. This is an old classic from an old record of mine you might not have heard before. It goes like this. Kids, always listen to your parents, both your father and your mother. They'll love you and lead you with fairness, but some are just a little bit better than others. Some are too dumb to follow instructions, and they stick it to the word.
Look at you, Phil.
That's me. Some are just bossy a-holes, But sorry, kids, that's all that you have. Some are just cheap John Legend knockoffs. None of them are as cool as they think, unfortunately. When you grow up and look at your childhood, thinking back, that may be what led you to drink. You think?
Hey, man, that's enough. That's enough.
Don't tell me how to do my show. Bad dads. Bad dads.
Sing along.
Back on your life, you know that's what you had. Bad dads. Bad dads. Look back on your life, you know that's what you had. Bad dad. He's not rad, he's sad dad. He's not glad.
That's enough, man. Stop playing. Put the guitar down.
I am. He's not my dad. Cut it.
Now it goes into further detail than that, and eventually you'll find out how they get the performer off the roof. But that's a part of what Nashville Dads Club is doing, and that is fucking top-notch entertainment right there.
You guys, yeah, hey, you're crushing it. Seriously, love you guys.
And now I'm trying to desperately remember on the Dad's Home podcast season 1, we had some guys who were doing a YouTube show that was kind of the same concept, Bad Dad, except it was really the Bad Dads portion of it. And what they say, like when you're at play dates, what you're seeing when you're sitting down talking to other dads you don't know, but you're seeing them at the park and you're waiting to talk to them. Like that part of the reality behind this was awesome as well. So those kinds of shows I love. I'm going to try to reach out to these dads and see if we can get 1, 2, or maybe even all 3 of the Nashville dads to join us here on the Dad's Home podcast and talk with them about coming up with the season, what it's like, how they're writing that stuff. I mean, it's tremendously funny. I also highly recommend the Street Meat episode, which they have, and then also the Shred Shack, which was one of the first.
Oh my God, the Shred Shack. Jesus Christ. I was like, I had to fall down and hold my side on that one.
Right. So go check it out. Again, NashvilleDadsClub.com, and they have the videos on YouTube as well. It's definitely worth an investigative look into, if you will. Also, just an interesting moment here, I think, when you're talking about moms, and they listen to the podcast as well, and we like to address moms. We've been through a lot with our wives as we have raised these children that we now have.
Love you, honey.
In our care. I don't know fucking how we walked out of the hospital with these things, but God. And for moms, what it was like, I mean, I can't tell you how many times my poor wife, who was working and with a new baby, trying to breastfeed, trying to find a place in like a studio someplace, like at work at a photo shoot, like where do you go and pump, like all of that. And Eliza Schlesinger, who is a fantastic comedian, she's one of the ones that you've probably seen time and again on the roasts, like the Donald Trump roast and other ones, where she's just absolutely hilarious and brutal. Apparently is now pregnant and is now doing commercials for some Mother's Gear, as every character in this.
This is the sleekest one they have on the market. Very discreet, and it's easy to use. You just take off all of your clothes.
I breastfed your father with this same pump.
I think it comes with a helmet.
I can have it oiled for you.
Thanks, Nana. Your breasts are very smart. They'll know what to do.
What are you going to do when you go back to work?
You're going to go back to work? I have a mortgage, so. Promise me you'll at least eat the placenta?
Your brother asked to borrow this. I think he replaced the suckers.
I'm just here for the weird baby-themed food.
Can't be swinging those things all around the office.
You just nap when the baby naps.
Don't breastfeed in the winter.
Eat when the baby eats.
Snap your nipple right off. Now you can breastfeed.
Nobody wants the nipple snapped right off in the winter.
Oh man. Don't have your kid in like September, because that's gonna happen.
Yeah, and this is one of those things, or in the Northeast in March. That's also advisable, sure. I would suggest.
Yeah, I mean, it's April. It snowed in a couple of the ballparks. So,
yeah.
You know, the mothers in those cities are like, God damn, my nipple's going to snap off. All right,
Canada.
Continue.
So I would say suggest checking in with your farmer's almanac before giving birth. That's a good way to start.
Make a plan. Make a plan.
It's a way to look at it there. And then lastly, these are some pretty awesome dads who have taken to
these guys.
We're soft.
Also, fuck these guys too. By the way, these are some more guys who are making the rest of us dads look bad.
Viral video, and I have no problem highlighting the dads that make us all look bad, because it makes us strive to at least do what the fuck they're doing.
Right.
We're softball dads. These are dads of cheerleaders who have been called upon to do something I don't know that I could do.
every time the cheerleaders have a cheer competition, they have this like jump off where the cheerleaders go up and they jump up and do toe touches and other rallying stuff. This time we're going to do a toe touch, but they had us come out and do a whole rallying routine. Some of us dressed up for the occasion. It was really great.
So they legitimately,
I am
these
the
dudes.
glass.
Here's the thing. I'm stunned that these guys took the opportunity to go out on the mat with the girls, their daughters, who get to this whole rally thing before cheer competition, and go out and do, kind of limber up, have fun, get themselves all kind of riled up like rally hats do at softball. And the dads went out there and did their jumping. They did their kicks, their toe taps, all the things that the cheerleaders were doing. The dads were doing it right alongside. And I think that's absolutely amazing.
Agreed. Like, yeah, these guys, if you watch the video, it's simultaneously like heartwarming and hilarious at the same time. Like it's these dads really like legit trying.
Yeah.
But also like this is a routine that you'd see on like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like
totally.
Or
You would
it
completely see that.
It just is. And it's heartfelt. It's real. And I mean, like they must have like a gajillion views on this video. I know it went viral. So, but yeah, the dads are like, this is the same thing as like why I drive my kid, 5 hours to go to a tournament, right?
Yeah.
It's that same commitment to your kid. These guys are making that commitment. And it's brilliant.
They're present. Once again, they
Yes.
all got together, not independent of everybody else. They were all together on the mat where their kids are usually doing their rally, and they got up there and did not just one little thing of splits, like they did routines. They tried to do their kids' routines that they've been watching them do for some period of time now, and that's the presence I'm talking about. Being present in that moment for your kids is fantastic. That's
right.
Again, fuck these guys, because now I'm going to have to do something.
Right. It's not just Ted. It's Ted, Phil, Scott, Jim. It's all of them.
Every dad was out there doing something, doing some kind of a routine. And about the closest thing I have to that was one year at the end of rec softball for Charlie. They had a kids versus the parents softball game, which was a lot of fun to be a part of. And then I remember rounding third base on a run coming into home, and just not really trying hard because we're playing against the kids. But running in relatively hard and realizing, oh shit, I'm about to knock out their awesome catcher. Who, if I fucking take her out, I'm so screwed.
We're done.
Season's done. Season's over. So I did like some weird contorting my body flip so that I avoided hitting the catcher altogether. Like I went way out of the way on this last step. That's when it finally hit me. Oh shit, I can't go into her. So I did like this weird Jerry Lewis fucking Jim Carrey body contorting. I went flying over and like scraped up my arm, but it was well worth it because I didn't want to be the one responsible for fucking up the season with a great catcher behind the plate. No, thank you. That was not for me. But that's the closest I've come to that. So I thought that was a pretty cool, having the opportunity to do that. Take advantage of it, dads. Be present and take advantage of the situation every opportunity you get. And that is your To the Tape.
Seriously, do they even make tape anymore? Who needs tape? I think we've advanced from the whole tapey thing.
All right, Chad, we've got not one but two that we've got to decide from here today for the worst parent of 2022, the tournament that we've been working on all month long. And now we've got, I believe it's probably the last two contestants, if my timing is right on that. We'll either end up with a Sweet 16 or an Elite 8. But either way, we will have something finished up and ready to go here so we can start dwindling down the worst parent and actually name one of them as a worst parent. So for now, we've got two that we're working on. I will start with number one here. It's an interesting story. It just hit me today. It was one that I've been looking for something, and you sent something to me, which will be story number two. But story number one here is the Brownsville, Texas Police Department have arrested a man after being accused of beating his 15-year-old daughter with a mop handle. On Monday, police responded to the 3200 block of Dakota Avenue in reference to an assault. Officers then made contact. The daughter stated her father, 36-year-old Aaron Saucedo, was upset that she was using social media while being grounded. So what do you do in that case, Dad?
I mean,
whooping.
Yeah, pick your switch. Right. Pick your switch, kid.
Right. So the 36-year-old dad did what any bad father would do, grabbed a mop and began striking the teen repeatedly. According to authorities, they made contact with Cecito, confirming to authorities he did strike the teen as a form of discipline. He's been arraigned and transported to the Brownsville City Jail with a bond of $15,000. You know what I've done? I've unplugged the router in my house to my Wi-Fi.
Oh my God, that is capital punishment right there.
It is. It's usually like when I'm getting ready to go to bed, so that there's no excuse for her to be on the phone at that hour. Because I have old man hours and I go to sleep early, so it's usually something like I'll just go plunk and pull it out and go, good night, honey, see you later. So you're not going to get off your phone, okay?
Except the only problem with that plan, and this has happened in our house, is I've done that, and then around 11:30, 11:45, after you've already fallen asleep and drifted into dreamland, they come in and they're like, Dad,
knocking on,
Dad, hey, the internet doesn't work. I'm like, you motherfucker. And I love you, but God, really?
And that
11:45.
When you unplug the Wi-Fi, it'll affect your TV. It'll affect your, we have
everything,
Apple TV. So everything's affected. So my poor wife is like, what the fuck is happening to the TV? I'm like, I didn't get a chance to tell her.
I know. Sorry. Household communication, marriage, making the marriage stronger. Sorry, folks.
I was trying to make a point.
Yeah. Sorry, really, Kim. Sorry, Paula.
Off in the meantime. So that's, but at the same time, I will also say this. They don't make the whole concept of parental controls on a phone very easy these days. And at least nothing that really either seems like it's not something the kid can just get around.
And I'm sure that was Aaron's problem. He's like, I can't figure this shit out. I'm just going to get a mop handle and beat the shit out of my kid. Like,
he may have been so frustrated. I still don't.
I feel for you, Aaron.
We're not giving him a thumbs up to do that, but I've been frustrated by this in the past. So you on TikTok. You're supposed to have your phone's supposed to be turned in. What are you doing? What's happening here? All right, so that's one story. Second story, not even remotely kind of the same. Comes to us. I don't know. Chad, do you want to do the summary on this one? Because I think it's
sure. No, I love this one.
This is an incredible story.
So, so a church-loving surf instructor by the name of Matthew Taylor Coleman.
Yes, MTC.
MTC. He fell into online conspiracy theories and then allegedly admitted to killing his kids to save the world.
QAnon. Excuse me.
Okay.
Pardon me.
It's allergies. That's that season.
It is that season.
Yeah. The owner of a Christian surf school in California has admitted. I know, right? I mean, come on.
Look, we like to surf, but only for Christ.
Right. Dude. Surfing for Christ, bro. I'm pitted for Christ.
I mean, God made the tasty waves for his son, man.
And look, there's nothing wrong with being a Christian, but folks, really, a surf school and Christian, come on, that's a little over the top.
Generally, I find anything that you just happen to, if it doesn't involve like a theoretical religion right off the bat, like, Christian Sunday school makes sense. Christian surf shop, Christian softball league. You're like, why?
What? I know.
What
Does
is
it
that?
have to be?
Do you have to?
Are you then, like, if I'm not Christian, if I'm Jewish, can I make the team?
Oh,
How does that work?
You're not allowed. You are not allowed.
You're not allowed in the league.
No, you're one of the chosen people. Thus far, you're not allowed here.
All right. So Matthew, he killed his two children because he believed they inherited serpent DNA from their mother, and he told the FBI that he was radicalized by a BBC sports presenter turned conspiracy theorist, David Icke. I don't know how the fuck you say that.
I'll just go Ick. That's
Ick.
the best
He
way to
kind of
go
is.
Yeah.
He apparently drove himself down to Rosarita Beach in Mexico, decided that he needed to save the world.
That's where the best Christian surfing is.
They totally do. It absolutely is. I've been there. I've surfed it. He's right.
The hub of Christian surfing. Like, there is not a place on this earth that Christ would rather surf.
Yeah. Than Rosarita Beach.
Rosarita Beach.
Save your soul. Yeah, he and his wife apparently had become radicalized from QAnon.
QAnon.
Yeah. And decided that his paranoia outweighed the fact that he was just a decent human being.
Right.
And he said, I cannot allow my serpent children to live because otherwise they're going to grow up to be monsters. They're going to and killing them.
Every time I heard you say that, Chad.
Right.
I cannot let my serpent children. Every time you open a conversation with Bauer, I cannot let my serpent children.
I mean, really, honestly, how many times have I said that to you?
Countless. If I had $1 for every time, I
would still be fucking broke. Oh, this guy.
Serpent children. So he,
serpent children.
felt that the QAnon people, that's who he's going to believe. Not the children who are like, Dad, why do you keep calling us serpent children?
Yeah.
I don't know why am I a snake? I don't understand that part of things. But you're going to believe this QAnon
Slee stacks. They're not snakes. They're slee stacks.
Right. Might as well call us fucking Cylons for what it's worth.
Right?
I don't
I know.
understand. Why? Dad,
No,
I'm
come
not
on,
a
Dad.
serpent. I don't even like to, I can't even stand laying on the ground, let alone crawling on it. I don't know why you're calling me a serpent. But Dad's like, no, I got to believe what I see on the internet because it's always true.
Yep. I got to save the world. Sorry, kids.
Right.
I'm going to off you.
Now, I just wonder, when he did that at the end, was he like winning? Like Charlie Sheen with the tiger's blood? Like,
Hashtag
blood.
winning.
Yeah, that's beyond me. So, all right. So, Dad, all right. Now, this is another one of those situations, Chad, where we have to make a decision. And I kind of feel like the death of the kid right off the bat kind of throws you in. I mean, you got to have something. Broomstick mop handle beating is bad.
Yeah.
Killing your kids because they're lizard kids?
I mean, comedy aside, you're a shitty parent if you've gone down this dark rabbit hole. And look, nothing wrong with being a QAnon, believer, folks. I mean, if that's your jam, knock yourself out. Like, if you want to waste your time,
literally knock yourself out. Put a fucking hammer to your head before you go after your kids. Because I don't think, I might be wrong here. And you know what? I'm just going to fucking say it. I don't think Christ would be into your lizard children. I don't think Christ would think, hey, this is an awesome place to surf. And also, you got lizard kids, dude. What's up with this spiky tongue that splits in 2 ways, man?
Oh, dude, are their tongues split? And like,
my dad is going to be so pissed. What is up? They don't even fucking blink up and down. They're like sideways blinking, man. The fuck?
Yeah.
How can I surf with you? Oh, Jesus, see like this.
Dude, I'm paddling out. I'm done.
Fuck, I'm so done, man. You found a tasty place to surf, but dude, lizard kids? Come on. Even I'm like, hey, she's a whore, but that's okay. I'm Jesus. She's got leprosy. Let's all hang. You're like, fucking lizard kids. Let's kill them.
Right. You've made an excellent point here. I think Jesus, not that I spend a shit ton of time reading the Bible, but he was all about love, acceptance. You're a leper. You're good. Come on in. I'll wash your feet. All that kind of shit, right?
Yeah, because I mean, like, if
killing your kids because they're lizard people, not exactly what Jesus would do. I mean, if he had a bracelet and it said, "What would Jesus do?" You wouldn't kill your fucking kids because they're lizard people.
Would you consider talking to somebody else about this first?
Maybe.
Would you like say,
I mean,
I would, if I were trying to find a good place to surf, I'd at least ask for 3 different references of beaches to go surf at, and then go. Maybe look a little Yelp online, figure out where the best place to surf might be, kind of take some suggestions from people before making a decision to go to that place to surf. Would you think about doing that with your fucking lizard kids? For a second. For just a second, like, Nuggets mom. Do you think my kid looks like a lizard a little? I mean,
I'm asking for a friend.
Wait till she finishes practice. Tell me if you see the tongue, the split tongue thing. She's always like chasing bugs and shit. I just need another opinion. Would you please?
Yeah, before you off your kid.
Nugget totally does. I just want to make clear. Nugget doesn't seem at all like a lizard kid to me.
No, she's good.
I'm not considering killing Nugget at all. But could you look at my kid for a second before we wrap up practice? Because I'm a little concerned that she's blinking this way, not this way. All right, so are we unanimous here? What's
Jude?
Surfer boy names here? What is his
Dude,
name?
I'm just telling you. Matt Coleman, Matt Taylor Coleman, Matthew Taylor
Coleman Christ is our
Why
winner.
is it always the three name too? Like Matthew Taylor Coleman.
Well,
come on, man. Yeah, no, Matt Coleman is in the tournament. He is definitely the one who goes forward between these two for killing his lizard kids.
His lizard kids.
Dude, dumbass.
Dude, I mean, your kid's cool and all. He's got a great laugh. But have you seen their scaly skin? What the fuck, man? I feel like your kid lands, like is getting into the car, and as they're touching the car, their whole body turns black. Like it's like they're changing into
weird
chameleon kind of thing, man. My dad made chameleons. I know a lizard kid when I see one.
Yeah, man. Like if your kid's an Anunnaki,
all right.
Do they get a discount at Walgreens?
Remind me never to take Christian surf lessons. That's it for us.
Regulars.
Chad and myself. Until next time at the Dad's Home podcast. Fuck Nugget.
Fuck Nugget.